Welcome to another episode of Real Estate Investing Explained. Here's today's question. How are you finding these people or these properties that are open and available to this type of strategy?
Yeah, it's more of I found like a slow negotiation, a slow dance. They're not going to advertise in the MLS or advertise even with a sign that says, I'm going to sell or finance. If they do, I'd probably not be as interested in that one. They're probably just trying to sell retail and do something different. There's a couple categories of sellers that tend to be more likely to own or finance. That doesn't mean they will do it. But the first and foremost is a landlord who's owned this property as a rental property for a long period of time. And I discussed that a little bit just in some of the benefits, but because they've owned it for so long, they've gotten used to getting that income coming in every single month. It's a good thing for them. The challenge, the reason they're probably selling is because the management of the property or just the risk of having to do it, is the hassle of doing it anymore, is not interesting. But assuming they trusted you and they felt like you were a competent person who they could trust and was credible, they would probably like getting interest and like continuing to get some income. So theoretically, them taking their $1 million and going and putting it into something else that they don't really understand compared to having their money, their equity sitting in this property that they do know and they do understand with a credible person and making a 5% interest rate instead of a 1% interest rate in the CD in the bank. That's actually a really interesting proposition for those kinds of sellers. And when you add in the potential tax benefits, they're more predisposed to having seller financing make sense. The thing I'll say though is that the reason it's a slow negotiation is that the people who have financed to me, that was not their first choice. Like I didn't ask them over the phone, hey, will you sell or finance this property to me? It was more about, let me just listen to them. Let me understand their situation. Why are they selling? What are they trying to accomplish? And I see myself sort of like a puzzle solver. And I tell them that too. Like, if you will allow me, if you'll put all your puzzle pieces on the table, I know real estate pretty well. I know the market pretty well. I'm a pretty creative guy. You have nothing to lose. But if you'll put your puzzle pieces on the table, and if I can arrange those puzzle pieces in a way that makes sense for you and you accomplish exactly what you want, and if it also accomplishes what I want, then we can make a transaction happen. We can help each other out. If it doesn't work, if I make you an offer and you say, that's no good, then, we just lost some time. That's it. And so I'll have that conversation with them, and then I'll make them those offers, and then I'll discuss those offers and say, here's how it would work. Here's what that seller financing would look like. And if I had made that seller financing offer right off the bat, without getting to know them, without listening to them, without understanding the context of what they're trying to accomplish, they would have said no right off the bat. But because I've listened, because I've kind of earned the right to make that offer, and I understand what they're trying to do, then they might say, you know what, I didn't think about that originally, but let me talk to my CPA and kind of understand the tax situation. Let me think about that a little bit longer. And now I've opened the door to the possibility of them saying yes.
That's all for this episode of Real Estate Investing Explained. Be sure to follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, or subscribe to our YouTube channel to get even more free content.